bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Bring 'em Out with your hosts, Joel Richardson and Alan Hill.
Hey everybody, we're here at the Sunnybrook Ballroom inside the Speakeasy for another episode of Bring 'em Out. I'm Alan Hill, here with Soul Joel himself, Joel Richardson. Today we have a very special guest, Andrew Rudick. Welcome, my man.
Yeah, and he's here for the second time. He came with his sister, Leah. Now he's back here for the whole
Rudick
weekend.
Siblings Tour.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say the pandemic affected all of us differently. But one thing positive that happened with you guys is you guys started touring together. And you guys, because you guys hadn't put that together until the pandemic, right?
Well, we were touring together prior to the pandemic, but it was very, very different because it was like we were doing shows and there, nobody was coming to see any of us. So no, but truly, we're
the two negatives did not equal a positive.
Yeah. And we thought we had a cool thing to offer, like sibling comedy
For
duo.
sure.
Not that we're going up at the same time, but
Right.
And then she blew up. Like she started making these wealthy woman, these viral videos and millions of views on all of them. And she got like 1 million followers. And then
What was the first one and about when was this? Was this pre or right after post-pandemic?
this was I want to say like a year into the pandemic.
Okay.
So it was like in the midst of all of the like lockdowns and all of that. So it was, and she was just, I knew she was like so good at sketch for so long. It's just like, you got to put these sketches out. And she did. And this one caught on, the wealthy woman. She was doing all these characters, but then the first wealthy woman one, it just like exploded.
That's the one, okay.
So yeah, and then she's so kind. I do a bit about it, but like, she's so kind. She's like, brought me along to these like co-headline tours that nobody's coming to see me. They're all coming to see her.
Right.
But she makes it like, because I told her, I'm like, let me open for you, and she won't let me open for her. Like she like insists that we like, we split the pay.
I was like, well, she let you here.
Yeah. and yeah,
I know what you mean now.
In reality, I am opening for her.
No.
But the way it's being
it's billed is very,
and like the way that like even she's like splitting the pay with me, which is unheard of. And I tell the other
cool.
comics this, know, and they're like, "What? That's absolutely insane."
Oh, I wasn't gonna break the fourth wall, but I was like, she even split the pay.
Yeah,
I was like, because I did the I did the billing.
Yeah. And this is obviously an insider thing, but
but we're live.
We're live, but like there's a big disparity in the levels of comic pay. It's unfortunate, but the difference between openers and headliners is vast.
Massive,
and even
yeah.
between like headliners who get door deals and the ones who don't.
Right.
Is vast. So it's
Right.
like, it's even more of a like, I don't know, it's crazy.
Even if you
I
break
feel
it down per minute, you're like the middle probably makes the least. Like, what I mean, as far as like,
You're right.
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel a tremendous amount of guilt when we tour together. I don't know if it's because I'm half Jewish, and I'm half Irish, so there's a lot of like just
It's nothing but guilt.
Yeah, exactly.
You're also a motivational coach. You're like, you hang in there.
We
both need this.
It's amazing you ever got out of your parents' house.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so great.
Yeah, it is.
I relate.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And so, do you notice too, because you probably have a different, unique perspective too, like touring around the country, and but you're also a part of like the growing scene in Cincinnati and Kentucky. Like, do you notice the different scenes and different, like whenever you go to different cities?
Yeah. I mean, it's very interesting. I think coming up in Cincinnati, it's a very strong scene. I kind of had to get away from the local scene a little bit.
Okay.
It was really tough for me, but there was a lot of people and, comedy in general, there can be some, as great as it is and wonderful as it is, there's a lot of toxicity.
Right.
I think like
No doubt.
Jealousy.
They
might be pissed that you're a part of the sibling.
Yes, yeah. and a lot of the problem is me. Like I experienced that jealousy and that that comparison thing and I just realized there's certain people you don't want to surround yourself with. And so I kind of pulled back from the scene, which was very hard because there's so many good comics in Cincinnati who I love.
Right.
And I need to kind of reintegrate myself back into it now, I feel. But I don't know. I reached a point where I was like, I got to step away and like to grow, and I need to like, and it helped. Like I did the road more, and you know, it helped.
Well, I
me.
also noticed like because now I guess probably the algorithms because you were here recently, like all your stuff's coming up in our feed now.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
did notice that recently. We were like, if you're looking to see me, like in your hometown locally, you're like, this is the show to come to.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm gonna be back.
Yeah.
Was that your taping or?
Yeah, I did a taping recently. Yeah. That was back in a couple months ago. But yeah.
And how was that?
It was great. Was
Was it like were you nervous? Like, because I know, like, I always tell people if I perform, like, the only time I get nervous is if I have family, friends, or anybody that knows my mom.
That's great.
So,
yeah. That's a great way to break it down. Yeah.
So
That's
do you
so
put
funny.
more pressure on? Like, I know it was a taping, so it's already heightened.
Yeah.
Like, do you get nervous, like, to perform in front of anybody from your hometown?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like more time. Like if you had
100%.
1,000 strangers, I'm sure it's fine.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. There was all that layer because there was
Anxiety, which we all have anyway.
Yeah. My worst case scenario is my family being there.
Okay.
And then also like the anxiety of being taped. So it was very much like, but it was a ton of close friends came out too, and it just happened to be like everybody, the crowd was just really good.
Yeah.
So it
sweet.
turned out, you know, it was lucky. You
And
know, it's-
That's
you had
awesome, man.
another comic tape as well, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
how did that
Kelly
work?
Collette, she's great. She's
Okay.
a Cincy comic as well, but she's doing awesome things. You'll start seeing her everywhere. She's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
So did you have like another comic like warm up the crowd?
Yes, yeah. We had our friend come down from Dayton, Kyle
Okay.
Kemper, super funny guy.
Yeah. So
And-
taping, well, warm up, taping, and then break, and then you went, or
We actually they talked about doing a break, but me and the other comic insisted that we shouldn't, just because it was. I just thought because we weren't doing like full hours, we were doing like shorter, like 35, 40 minutes. So
Okay.
not
It
full
would stop the
specials.
flow of the
Okay,
show,
okay.
right?
Yeah. So we just ended up just barreling.
Don't have to
through it
reboot
and-
the room.
Yeah.
so
yeah.
so
the crowd was
taping
hot,
out.
So.
It was like it was just a straight show.
Yes.
That happened
yeah.
to be taped.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody knew. I mean, it was promoted as like a tape show. But
Yeah.
it was fun. I felt good about it.
Any idea of where that's going to end up, or?
No, actually, I was just talking to the guy producing it. It's Rhizome. Jeremy Essig is his
Okay.
name. Oh, he's coming here, actually. I talked to him on the phone today, and he's coming here to shoot for Ray's Zawadzki.
Oh
yeah.
gosh, we just emailed yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Okay.
He was very complimentary. He was like, Joel, because I was like, you know, I was talking up how great the club is and how
Oh.
great you are, and he was like, he was so responsive when
Oh.
the emails. He's like,
Yeah.
nobody else is
Yeah.
like that. Like everybody
And
else is
so
like,
was not he.
oh yeah, yeah. That's funny.
No.
You don't get that side of it, right?
Yeah, he goes, Joel, you're on it.
yeah.
No.
A week later, yeah.
Yeah.
you
No.
never sounds it.
I think it was I was there to relieve his anxiety. So
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like just about the room, and then
Yeah.
once I responded, I think it was cool.
Okay.
But then I
okay,
didn't hear
yeah,
back
yeah.
from him because like Ray was like, he's got a lot of questions, and I was like, wrote back, I go, did I miss something? He goes, you're great.
Yeah.
That's
funny.
awesome. That's so awesome.
Yeah, but I think like little things like that he's like, oh, this is gonna be great. So
Yeah.
so you're working with him. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Ray
He's
Zawadny,
great.
Pittsburgh guy.
Yeah, he's so funny.
Yeah, one that lives in New York. But yeah.
I met him years ago at a festival in Columbus, like 7 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
had a good time.
Oh, that's
Back when
awesome.
I was a raging alcoholic.
Nice.
I have a picture of me and him blackout drunk with our pants down,
Hey!
chugging beers with a bunch
Oh.
of other comics, all pants down. I mean, we have
Yeah.
our underwear on, so it's not like.
I'm a little
don't-
disappointed.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's nothing-
Well, I
yeah.
don't think you were gonna show me the picture otherwise.
Yeah.
Hey,
Not
check
getting-
this out.
Not getting canceled tonight. I drove 9 hours.
The old Midwest tour.
Yeah. It's a new poster. It's gonna be. Yeah. Heck yeah. Got all kinds of.
So did you also start like your sister started in sketch, or
No.
or you had the traditional route of starting
Yeah.
in stand up? Okay.
Yeah, but I was fully like inspired by what she was like. I did it because I saw they were making these amazing sketches. Her and her former sketch, or actually not even former. They still write together.
I know you because you
writing
always say
partner.
that and you like act like they're not friends anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, let's spill the tea.
Yeah, let's spill the tea.
A couple more
Well, they-
questions, a couple follow-ups.
Well, they did kind of have not like their besties, but like she moved to L.A.
Right.
And they kind of stopped. Their trajectories really changed a lot. So
Yeah.
it was kind of a split of sorts. But they were cranking out these hilarious videos. Their sketch group was called Skinny Bitch Jesus Meeting, which my mom fucking hated. My Irish Catholic mother did not love. And,
She's providing that half of the guilt, I see.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I asked my mom what my her two parents who were passed, my grandparents, what they would have thought of Leah and I's comedy, because my mom's so proud, she's
That's so
like,
cool,
so
man.
supportive,
That was
overly
one of the things I
supportive.
was gonna ask.
That's
yeah,
so cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean that's why we do it, because
Right.
she's like just so
It's a dicey thing when you go into the arts.
Yeah. But I asked her, I was like, what would your parents, super religious, I was like, what would your parents have thought of our comedy, Leah and I? She said, oh, they would have been horrified. Absolutely disgusted by it.
And no hesitation.
No hesitation.
Like-
without a beat. Just
like
like,
here-
no. So,
I was hoping you didn't ask.
yeah.
You also have another sibling that doesn't, right?
Right. He's an engineer. He followed.
Oh, wow, much different.
Yeah. He works with my parents for their company. They have a company, an engineering firm.
Oh,
Just
no
the
kidding.
two of
Okay.
them and my brother. It's just them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But-
so because he's involved in the family business, like he doesn't really care either. Like, is he also super proud? What's his reaction?
Yeah. I think he's very different than Leah and I. He's wired very differently. So I don't think he doesn't care about,
Okay.
He doesn't have this, weird
Like
need.
artist
The
slash
need.
yeah, entrepreneurship, not starving artist, but like artist, like he has to have
Yeah.
a paycheck or like 9 to 5 kind of.
Yeah, and he's very artistic and he's very very funny, but he's more like, what is it, like right brain left brain.
Yeah.
So yeah, he actually, I credit him and my mom for why my sister and I are both comics.
Really?
Because
he's the oldest.
he's the oldest and he bullied the shit out of us growing up.
Ah.
and
and
so
so
I
we-
remember this now from the
Yeah,
show. So
yeah,
that
yeah.
part's true.
Oh, it's so true. I mean, it was like relentless, and I mean, he still bullies me, and I'm 37. It's fucking crazy. Leah,
Couple follow-up questions. But go ahead.
Yeah, Leah won't stand for it anymore, but
She's the middle.
she's the middle. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
I'm the baby.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I'm gray. Yeah, I'm going gray.
I just dropped the mic.
I'm only 32.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah,
Alan's been stressed for years.
Yeah. I feel that, dude. I feel that.
Yeah, he's 37 too.
Yeah. You get it. So, but circling back to your other question too. So I started seeing these videos that Leah was making in New York, and I was like, man, this is so fun. Like, this looks so fun. I want to do this. I just want to I want to do something like this. Like, I've always loved comedy, and eventually she convinced me to do it, and friends convinced me to just get up there. But I never really had the desire to, I knew, because I always loved stand-up. So I was like, sketch seems difficult to me. But now the world is sketch. It's weird.
Well, because I was going to ask you that too, because after the show, the both of you, you guys do the Q&A, which I think is awesome.
So
but,
fun.
And Leah, you expect it because she had the improv background, but
Yeah.
you're snapping back just as quickly.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, thanks.
and
yeah.
I don't know, it just because years of doing it, but but you're just as witty and
Thank you.
quick.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank
that.
the engineer brother for that. From the way it
Yeah.
sounds.
No. Yes.
Not Leah.
Yeah.
Your engineer
Yeah.
brother.
Exactly. No, but it is that. I mean, I think it's that, and I've done stand up for 12 years now.
Okay.
So and just doing. I think you develop the skill that way.
For sure, yeah.
But I took a few improv classes.
Yeah.
I would like to do that more.
It's a different muscle.
Yeah.
Especially if
And-
you're going up there joke, and then I
Yeah.
just remember like when you first started, being heckled for the first time, and you have no muscle memory,
Oh
and it
yeah.
completely throw you off, and you're like, what was I talking about? You're
Yeah.
like, you have no idea. And then
Yeah.
it feels like an eternity, but it was really 10 seconds.
Yes.
And they don't even know you messed up, and now you feel like you messed up, and now it's
Yeah.
been 30 seconds, and you just
Yeah.
it spiral quickly.
It's funny. My buddy's starting, and he was the one who convinced me to get up for the first
Oh,
time.
wow.
He's so fucking funny.
Wait,
He's
he inspired you? Yeah, he inspired you to start 12 years ago. Now he's just
Yeah.
starting.
and he went up with me the first time.
Oh,
get out.
And he went
Took
up
a little
two,
break.
Yeah. He took a short hiatus, a break. Yeah. He 12 years. Yeah, he hasn't gone up in 12 years. And he killed it the first few times he went up. He was so funny.
Wait, so that's
And he
even
still took a break.
more of a shock.
He was a killer.
Was
He's
he
a
doing it more to
musician.
help you out, or was he doing it because he wanted to
He
do
was
it
curious. He was curious,
back
and
then?
now
Okay. Did you say he's a musician?
he's a musician, but he's a realtor, and I think he's bored, and I think he needs to scratch that creative itch.
Right
and
on.
So it's funny, like talking to him about like as like a new comic and thinking about all these things. You just reminded me of it when like you get heckled as a new comic or like feeling those lights.
Yeah.
It's so disorienting.
And you can get taught as much as you want, but until you go
Yeah.
through it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny because he was telling me we were going through his set and his 5 minutes, right? And I kept telling him to cut all this detail out of this one joke, all this setup up. And he's like, "Well, I like when comedians build it out." And I was like, "Yeah, man, but that like it's totally different when you get up there and you forget like you need laughs, especially when you're new, to sustain you real quick. Otherwise, you start forgetting, you start panicking,
Right.
And all those details end up."
Yeah.
Like confusing you, and
Yeah.
now you can't get to a punchline, and you're
Right.
And before you know it, you're just fucking bombing. And,
Right.
But that's only from time. It's
Yeah.
like
I penciled in
That's
a
really-
laugh there, there, and there. And so
Yes.
far, I've gotten crickets.
yeah, totally.
I left 30 seconds for laughs that didn't come.
yeah.
Oh boy.
But that's why. That's why you gotta cut. Like it's like cutting the fat early on.
Right.
Like from any joke early on, where you just gotta get to those punchlines quick. And yeah.
Because what I thought
That's really
he was going to
interesting,
say
man.
was, my friend inspired me 12 years ago. He did well. His friend bombed. Now, 12 years ago, he's finally got a courage to do. But the
No.
opposite.
No.
Crushed.
Kills.
Took a break.
Yeah. When he did go up, I put him up on one of my shows in Cincinnati, and he killed. He did better than everybody else on the show. These seasoned comics.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait.
Well, so he has gone up. Sorry, he's gone up a few times recently since the 12-year. hiatus
but
as
still,
well.
but that's even crazier.
Yeah.
That after like whatever the time was that you put him on a regular show, no practice.
Oh yeah. I also put him on a. Oh, this is so funny to me. I put him on a-
well, that's why you're here.
dude. Yeah. This is
Good
yeah.
guests.
So yeah. yeah. Let me tell you. Get ready. Get ready to laugh.
It's
Buckle
not.
it in.
It's
Yeah.
not just engineer brother stories.
Yeah, that's right. I'm about to engineer a big laugh coming up, so buckle in for it. Okay, so I book Don't Tell in Cincinnati,
Okay.
and it's a very sought after show for comics, and I think because the brand is so big now that like. For me, like I'm producing a local show, and comics like they overblow it in their mind.
Do you mind, Andrew, just explaining what that is real quick? Because some of our listeners might
Good
not
call.
know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a really cool
I was gonna
series
say,
of
'cause
shows.
him and I know it is.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. So Don't Tell Comedy is it started in L.A. and New York, and it's pop-up shows at non-traditional venues, secret lineups. You don't know until the day of the show where it's going to be. You get
It's
a
really
reveal
caught
email.
fire.
Yeah, it's amazing, and they're taping these specials out in L.A. that are going so viral that careers are being made because of them.
Wow,
So
I didn't
it's
realize that.
becoming
Wow.
like the new
That
like
part I
Carson.
didn't know.
Yeah,
it's
I didn't
becoming
either.
like the new
Great call explaining it because
Right.
that's even
Yeah.
cooler than I thought.
Yeah.
It's becoming like the new like late night for a lot of people. Like I know multiple people, Catherine Blanford, Ralph Barbosa.
Oh,
who have-
that's where Barbosa blew up?
Yes, yeah. I believe. I don't.
A
I
part-
don't
at
wanna,
least
like,
part of it, for
I'm
sure, right?
pretty sure. I could be wrong about that. I didn't research this, so I don't want to be like, yes, that's
Right,
exactly
yeah.
correct.
This is
but, like,
factual.
Keep
yeah,
talking.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. We're just shooting the shit here.
Yeah.
No further questions.
Right.
Good night.
Yeah. Exactly. That's it. So, but I book, the one in Cincinnati, and all the comics, they think it's this big fucking deal. And I'm like, you're not going to get on a taped show from Cincinnati. Like, it's just a local showcase. But the shows are amazing,
Yeah.
even in Cincinnati, everywhere. They're really good. Like
The
they're
energy's
built in.
great and-
Energy's great. The way that they market it is brilliant. They almost always sell out with, like, good crowds. So, like, they're great shows, and they're very sought after.
And
for
even
local.
though they're not traditional venues, I'm sure they're still set up great for comedy.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it's perfect because it's and it's the audience. It's a paying audience. They know it's like a comedy audience.
Yeah.
It's a lot of repeat people. So, I was really like, I was very nervous about putting my friend up. Even I gave him a short, even like 4 or 5 minute set. Everybody else was doing like 10s and whatever. And because I didn't know how. I think he's hilarious and he's like my best friend. But I didn't know how.
It would translate.
It would translate, and then I also have like all these comics that are mad at me because they haven't been booked on this show. So I'm taking a real risk with this guy.
Yeah, for
You're
sure.
putting this hogwash on the lineup, and
Yes.
I didn't get on the show.
Yes,
and
I've
every
never been
comic in
booked.
town wants to be on this
Every
show.
I've been doing comedy for 7, 8 years. He's never done it, and he gets a spot before I do. Like, I would be furious at this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there is nepotism. He's a friend of mine, but I also know how fucking funny he is.
Yeah.
And so he, because I wouldn't just put any friend. Like, he is the funniest non-comic that I know,
Right on.
far and away, and he's
Yeah.
funnier than most a lot of
And
comics.
I have
that
friends like
know.
that too, and I
Yeah.
wish they would have went into
Yes.
stand-up, but for whatever reason.
Totally. So he's like, can I promote the show? And you can promote the don't tell shows. You just can't promote the actual venue. And he's like, do you mind if I promote it? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then he kept at it, and I was like, dude, you got to kind of take it easy with the promotions because people are mad at me for booking you. People are going to be mad at me for booking you.
Oh, was he
on
like
this
tagging
show.
you too?
Yeah.
Thanks for the booking, Andrew.
Right. Yeah. I mean, people just know that I book it. So
Yeah, it's
so
a-
yeah,
yeah.
so he
Yeah,
doesn't
he's
need
a
to say it.
non-comic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once they
Right.
see, yeah. Okay.
So I go, I explain it to him. I'm like, there's comics that have been like doing it for years and years, and I haven't booked them, and they're pissed. And he goes, you know what? If they're pissed off, maybe they should be funnier than I am. And I was like, damn. I was like, that is a great fucking point. Yeah, it's a great point. And then he went up, and he had, in my opinion, besides the headliner, he had the best set of the night.
That's
Really?
amazing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Oh, because
crushed.
that's a lot of pressure he kind of
crushed.
put on himself. Like maybe they should be funnier.
It sounds like
Yeah,
this guy
and
doesn't
he's
Yeah.
feel any pressure.
Yeah.
he
No, and
sounds like one of
was.
those
I mean,
guys.
It was like bravado. Like, he's just talking a little shit. And
That's
just,
so
just
awesome.
fucking
Oh, no,
around.
of course.
But, like,
Yeah.
he was definitely nervous. And, I didn't want to put more pressure on him and be like, hey, you better kill it tonight. And I'm in back, like, I was more nervous for him than I have for, like, a lot of my own sets. Just for
You
how
can ruin my reputation in this town, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think like a married with kids kind of guy? Like that's why he never got into it too, or?
Yeah, he's married. He has 2 stepdaughters.
Okay.
So he got, but no, I don't think that's, his wife's really supportive. Like, he still plays music and stuff, but I think I don't know why. He just never really loved it, and I think he's getting bored with his real estate stuff. And I think like the music is kind of just not happening the way he'd like. Even though he's super.
This happens.
So yeah, you're
This
a
happens.
musician.
Yeah. And it's tough because if you don't break to the peak of success in music,
Yeah.
you're a bar band for the rest of your
Yeah.
entire life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I've been playing to disinterested crowds since I was 16 years old. I'm 49. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know,
Yeah.
like where, at least when comedy rolls into a bar, they turn down the baseball game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes,
yeah.
right? it's
Sometimes,
it's a question of who pisses off the crowd more. Sometimes,
Yeah,
the
totally.
regular bar crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of commonality there between the two, but I imagine for music, it's even more of like, we talk about the disparity between like openers and headliners. Like, it's kind of a similar thing, right?
Very
Like
much.
the top tier level, and then beyond that, it's like my really good friend, my other good friend is a musician, and he was talking about how like being a touring band is like not even possible anymore.
It's
unless
very
you're, like-
difficult.
yeah, or at least like to like profit in like a way
It's
that like
insane. It's so different than it
Yeah.
was even. Like, Napster changed everything in the music world. That
Yeah.
whole thing where everybody was pissed at Lars from Metallica
Yeah.
for not wanting to give away his music for free.
Yeah.
Turns out Lars had a point.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's so funny. That's so interesting because I remember thinking about that as like a 13-year-old and being like I love Metallica, but I was like, fuck you, Lars, this rules. You know, I
Yeah,
can
right,
listen to-
right.
I can listen to Three Doors Down. And
Right.
fucking
So
jam
funny.
out.
Dude, I never told you that. I was so I went to college in New York, and that's where I started comedy. But I was interning at Saatchi and Saatchi, so I worked there advertising. Worked there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I had classes Tuesday and Thursday. And next to it were all the radio stations in New York. And Lars was outside on top of a bus doing the protests.
Get out of here.
Turns out I probably should have clocked out, like not went back to lunch and just been a part of that, because like now we're talking about it, and I was like, dude, I was there.
Yeah,
like,
that's
like,
amazing.
doing, like,
Crazy,
yeah,
like,
like the
literally
Napster
right
rally,
there.
like in New York City,
Yeah.
it was in Greenwich Village.
You were ground zero for
Ground
free
zero
music
for that.
streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I walked back like,
Yeah.
well, that's good to know. And
Well,
then
that-
just kept.
That
Yeah.
right there is
Yeah.
why if you want to go see a concert this weekend somewhere, it's going to cost you $300 to be anywhere with that. You don't need binoculars, right?
Yeah.
I saw Pink Floyd. I got 13th row for Pink Floyd in 1994 for $50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then 5 years later, the Napster thing happens and everything goes because the traditional way of making money was you either got a massive record deal Aerosmith got one of the last one of those when they got a 10-album, $100 million deal in the mid-'90s after their ballads started blowing up, right?
Yeah.
And or you were a big touring band like the Grateful Dead. You know what I mean? The Grateful Dead had one top 40 hit their entire career, but they were one of the most successful grossing touring bands for 40 years in a row. You know what I mean? That all changed with the Napster situation. Yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah. It is.
It's really hard. Your friend is right, is what I'm trying to say really long-windedly.
Yeah. But it's becoming like that for I feel like for a lot of comics too. You know, it's like it's harder. The route has changed in the same way where it's like there's no traditional like that traditional feature. But I guess everything changes in life. But it used to be like featured and.
Well,
at a
I
club
noticed
with
that too. Like when I first started, like the open mics are talking about like, oh, who's stealing whose material. And I'm like, unless I see it at the club, and I never see it, but I'm like, I'm not worried about that. And I think other comics, like, they'll be worried about it if they see their. But now they're all talking about, oh, are comics going to keep forever posting like crowd work clips? I'm like, dude, it's like 20 years ago when everybody was talking about Zach Galifianakis and everybody was looking for the fat bearded white comic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Cycles, man.
Yeah. It just always cycles, like you said. Like it's always gonna cycle and it's always gonna like
things always come back. Like
yeah.
you said, it's sketch. You know now what's cool is you'll be by the time it cycles around to stand up being prominent, like the front thing that's killing the algorithms again. You'll be another 3 years in and that much better, and they'll be like boom, Andrew Rudick, let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these cycles always come back around. I mean they brought back bell bottoms. Everything can come back.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is like it's so funny. It's people are scared of change. It's evolution. My girlfriend was telling me, she's like, it's what's happening with the social media is evolution. You're watching. She said it's so interesting. She's so smart. She's like, it's so interesting because you're watching evolution in real time, and she's removed from it, right? Because she's talking about how like. She's like, you've adapted to it. You started clipping the stuff up and like learned how to be a video editor. Yeah. It's like other comics won't do that, but we're evolving to become like, and it's just like when people were like, oh, you have to have a website. Yeah, right. Oh, you have to have a podcast. Yeah, right. Like it's like those things change, you know. It's like
100%, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like about a certain point, it was like I want to keep this tail, And the other dude was like, no, I'm going to drop the tail and go live on land. You know what I mean? And you dropped your tail in the digital age. You know what I mean?
Totally.
When I first started, the first comic that I ever opened for, and I'm not going to say his name, but I remember talking to him in the car on the long car ride from New York. He goes, I refuse to transfer all my friends from MySpace to Facebook. I go, okay. He's out of the business. He's out of the business. And like, I'm like, yeah.
I'm not fucking up my top 8 for nothing. They'll go to my grave.
My topic.
Yeah. No, but you're right. You just have to keep evolving, man, or you're gonna die. Now, dude, your following has improved since you were here last time, right? Because I saw you share earlier, and it said Andrew shared, and it was like with a 10,000 plus, and I go 10,000 plus, and I saw it's like 38,000 now. It wasn't.
I feel like I had that the last time because it's been.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and it bumped up a little, but it's at like 43,000. But I had 2 videos a few years ago.
Okay.
That went like mega viral. And,
now, what happened with them?
So the one video that got me the most of my followers is a video that I just reshared a couple times, and it got me, I think, probably 40,000 of the 44,000 from a singular video. It's so dumb. It's me.
But that's what it is.
Yeah.
Stupid wins the internet.
Yeah. It's me just like, I said one time I was having sex with a lady, and a woman's like, yeah, right. And I was like, yeah, right. Who gives a shit? It's 2023. I'd bang a dude just to prove how straight I am. Or I said 2022. That's how old it is.
Oh yeah.
No, not to prove how straight I am. That was a slip. I said
that's a fascinating direction to took.
I'd bang a dude just to prove you wrong, man.
Okay.
That makes a lot more sense, right? I'll prove how straight I am.
Line up the
Suck
dudes.
a dick right now.
Line up some asses.
Line it up. Yeah.
It's not a joke you still do. It was just for the video.
Yeah, just for the video, for sure.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, girlfriend. No, she's a beard. Yeah. But
and then what was the other one? The other video.
Oh, it was one of my older bits about being a server, and having a master's degree in English lit. So it was like
that's cool.
Yeah. So
cool
those 2
already,
videos. But now it's been really hard for me lately. Like I feel like I've just been cranking out slop. that hasn't been catching, but.
But you
I
have
get
great
caught-
you have great content, man.
Oh,
like
thank
it's like
you.
that's one
Thank
thing I
you.
wanted to bring up, and it's cool we're talking about it because it is organized, it is well edited, you can find it easily. You know what I mean? Like if this caveman can find your shit.
Yeah,
He might think it's slop, but it's scheduled and organized.
Yeah. but it's not and it's not slop either. It's good shit. It's just you just never know what the hell's gonna grab people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You never know. And also, like,
Glad we're talking about it.
yeah. But I also I think one thing that I need to keep in mind that I think can fuck people up and fucks me up is that like we are creating art, and like as much as it's dick jokes, it is also art, and like so like the end goal being I get caught up in like what do people want and like what will go viral versus like that's not the way that I should be creating because and when you try to create like that it never works.
That makes sense.
Right.
Never fucking works.
I assume
Right.
you weren't thinking that way with the one that hit big, right?
No. I had an inclination in my head when it happened on stage and I was filming. I was like, "Ooh, this one might pop off." But it was nothing more than that.
Yeah, you
And
didn't
I've had that
calculate it
multiple
ahead of time
times.
or any
yeah,
of
like,
that.
Right.
This
Yeah.
one might do something. Ooh, this one might. And that one was like, it's just crazy how like that one, and it's so life changing. Like that, like one singular clip, or like,
Right.
or even for Leah, like. You know, because she was trying all these different characters, and like, you know, they're getting traction, but it's nothing really. And then she does this one character, and it's like millions and millions of views.
Yeah, I saw
Right,
one
right,
has like
right.
1.5 million views on YouTube, and
Yeah,
The
she's
snob, right?
Yeah, it's this oblivious wealthy woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, who has no context for like regular people stuff, and it's it's so fucking funny, and she's able to like brilliantly like weave euphemism in a way that it's super dirty, and these social media platforms are so restrictive about those kind of things.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
But she is so smart about the way she uses euphemism that she codes everything in the language itself, so she doesn't actually use any like words, or when she does curse or say a terrible word,
Right.
it's always at the end of the video and she cuts it off.
I love
like
it.
it's so
That's
smart.
really
Like,
smart, man.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
really smart.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. It's almost like comics have had to go back with the algorithm thing. Have had to go back to like the like early days of doing stand up on TV in a way and using innuendo and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I never thought about it like that.
It's really
but
interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's cyclical, like you said.
Yeah.
Cyclical.
Every
That's-
once in a while.
That's what we're calling this episode.
Yeah. Well, we were lucky enough that she did that here, and I'm sure she does it other places too. But she closed with it, and anybody that came out, because we always had people that just come out because we have a comedy club, but there's obviously some people that specifically came out to see you guys, and she weaves in like local references of like the town and different things you're gonna see, and then but in that character.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see people not only see her do that character, but then also hear like the different references.
Yes. Yeah. It's really cool the way
That's
that
super
she's kind of brilliantly like managed it all, because it's the people. You know, a lot of her audience are people who have never seen stand up because it is sketch, right? And she posts clips, but it's mostly sketch that they know her from is this character, right? So they come to the show and they want to see this character.
Yeah.
But she doesn't do this character live, right? It's this very meticulous, orchestrated thing that she spends a lot of time for 1 minute, like with this script, and it's like it's very scripted.
Yeah.
It's not. There's not a lot of improvising. It's like, I mean, when she's writing it, I'm sure there is. But
Right.
And then so people come specifically to see this, but she's a great stand-up. So like, what she figured out was like, okay, I'll just do my whole stand-up set and then give them what they want at the very end.
Yeah.
And
A
do
little
a little taste,
Yeah.
and do it
Smart.
localized,
Yeah.
and people fucking love it. Like
Right.
they love
Brilliant.
like the specific touch, and she's smart about it. She's been able to like, there's some lines she can use everywhere, but kind of tweak them a little bit, and then some. But she's always writing new for every city, like something
Right.
specific.
That is freaking brilliant. I mean, the other comic that we've talked about a million times that does that is David Tell. If
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
sharing traits with David Tell, you're doing something.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. That's good. That's good company for sure.
That's
yeah.
freaking awesome,
Yeah.
man.
Well, and getting back to you too, like talking about with your postings and going viral or not going viral, like you have to post that content like branding wise. So like if you do something that's not going to be, and you're doing it with the intention of going viral, it's not who you are. It's not true to yourself. So
Yeah.
you're not, and your fans that you post, they're gonna be like, what is he doing? Like they almost want to call you a sellout or something like that. You know? Like,
yeah.
That's why it's good that you're like you know what to expect and what you're doing.
Totally. It's the same with like when I was newer. You know, as a comic, you always want to get a new tape, right? A good tape. It's crucial because you submit it to clubs, whatever. So I, pre-camera, I was like, God, I gotta. Every time I know my set's being taped, I fuck up because I'm like,
You're in your
I'm
head.
mechanical. I'm in my head. I'm like, somebody's taping me. Like, I gotta, do this. This is my only chance to get this tape. Blah, 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 right? And then eventually I was like, dude, I gotta get a camera and just tape every single set so that I never, ever
You
feel
get
like
used
that.
to it. You're right. Yeah,
Ever.
yeah.
I'll never. And that's how I eventually got a good tape.
My band does it. I have every show. Well, there's a couple bands I've been in that didn't do this, but my main 2 bands that I've been in since 1995, I have every show on tape.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've
it
done
makes
the same thing for
huge
everybody, and
difference.
I don't care if there's a camera crew there, if
Yeah.
there's 4 people in the crowd or 500, it doesn't
You
matter.
stop thinking about it.
Right,
It's like,
because
yeah.
it just like you said, you get used to it.
Yeah.
So you're your normal self eventually.
Yeah, but it's the same thing with this content. It's just being like when you're creating art, it's all about being present and like not trying to like what is the whole thing about like falling in love with the process and not the product.
Right.
Like not the end result. Which is hard. That's like I struggle with that every day.
Right, when you know you're going for the result,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's tricky.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
tough.
So what's next, man? Anything coming up?
Yeah, I got some fun shows coming up. I'll be with Leah and Raleigh at Good Nights.
Dude, I
in a
heard that's an
couple weeks.
amazing club.
Yeah, we've done it. I've done. I haven't been to their new venue, but I've been to their 2 previous venues. And
Okay.
they're both great. So like, I've heard great things. Oh, by the way, I've been singing the praises of this club everywhere. I mean, this
Oh.
club is fucking next level.
Oh,
like,
thanks,
truly, like it's.
I saw you post that when you left here, and we all work hard to make sure that comics feel that way,
Yeah,
but to see that it actually happens.
no,
always,
it's like
Thanks,
it's
man.
it's noticeable. Like that's
Okay.
the thing that it's like, And I tell all my friends, and like they all want to get in, but I don't know. I can't. I do want to give you names of people, but it's like there's so many. Like, and it's like.
But that's how we keep it tight too.
Yeah,
Like, I know
yeah.
you wouldn't send me any
Yeah, and he
guys
does.
that your friend wouldn't like.
Yes. Yeah. What if I just send you my friend, and he's headlining next? Everybody's like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, this guy doesn't sound familiar at all.
Yeah. We're gonna give him 50 and just see what he does with it.
Yeah, he just killed a 5 the other night, so he's ready for 50.
Yeah, he's ready.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
But that's another reason why like how I started. Like it was all through networking, but I didn't want ever the comics to be the draw. I wanted Soul Joel Productions like to be the draw, and they just knew if they were coming out to a show, they were coming to see a good show.
Yeah.
So if we don't ever draw, I'm like, it's my fault. Like I want to be like the Comedy Cellar of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
People know they're gonna they don't know who they're gonna see, but they just know it's gonna be a good show.
That's the best. That's the best when you don't have to like look it up online. Like,
Yeah.
people love that too. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day that was talking about like how he loves to go to a comedy show without doing exactly what you're talking about.
Without researching.
Researching.
Be like,
it.
oh,
So
I
he would
saw
love
this one. Or I
place.
saw,
Yeah.
yeah. They're playing the hits tonight.
Yeah.
I hope we got a bunch of people that do that for Holtzman tomorrow night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. We have your host. We have your feature, and oh boy, here comes Brian.
My mom
That's
asked if
right.
what show was happening Saturday night. I said, well, he's awesome, but make sure you look at him before you decide to come. And so
Yeah.
she told me today, she checked out a bunch of clips. She's like, I think I'm in. I was like, oh, wow. I was not expecting that. Awesome. So my 75-year-old mother will be in the crowd for that show, it sounds like.
But that's how Schubert told me to promote it. Like it's not for the weak-willed or the squeamish. Like make sure you come out like that's what you have to expect.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, Holtzman walks people at the comedy, the comedy store.
Oh my God.
So
I can't fucking wait.
yeah, I'm so excited,
Can't
dude. I've been waiting for this one. This is Joel had me put together a list 2 years ago probably now, and he was one of the first people I wrote down.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Raymond, for putting that putting a list together too.
Oh,
And for telling comics,
for
you know?
sure. No, for sure. I mean, comics know now. Like, it's becoming
And
more
it always
and more
blows
like,
my mind. Like one of my
Yeah.
relatives from Pittsburgh came for New Year's Eve, and he was talking to his friend from Baltimore, and he goes, "Wait, you're going to Soul Joel's?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's my nephew." He's like, "Your nephew Soul Joel?" And I'm like, "Dude, that just blows my mind that like one person from one
Yeah.
city and another person from another city that's not this city that
Yeah.
know me. You know,
Yeah.
it's cool."
The club's on the map already. Like,
Yeah.
it's already one of the best clubs. Like, truly. Like, I actually had do you know Cy Admonson?
So I never met him, but I know the name.
He asked me for a list of the best clubs in the country because he was trying to because he hasn't worked in a while. He's had health issues.
Oh, okay.
So he was like, or what did he say? He phrased it a specific way. He said the best independent clubs that would be great for working on material in the country.
Yeah.
And so I was like here, I forget where else I put on the Comedy Attic in.
Oh, okay.
Planet of the Tapes, which is a smaller independent club in Louisville, but
Planet of the
just
Tapes.
stuff
I like that.
yeah. But this one was the top of the list for sure.
Oh, that's cool.
Dude, thanks, man.
So cool of you, man.
Well, and that's what we've been trying to tell the comics from New York, because it's only a 2-hour drive. That anytime, even during the week, if they're looking to come, either start a tour or work out for their special, that they want to come here, because even if they have notes on stage, our audiences now, because of COVID, they know that and they love it.
Yeah.
Because then, whether it was Louis or Mark Normand, they saw a joke that Norman was oh, that's a throwaway. Then all of a sudden it makes it on his Netflix special.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, but he said it's Soul Joel's. It was his throwaway joke. But they kept working it out.
Yeah.
It's
it was probably because of here. It probably got such a big laugh here.
Yeah, exactly.
Something to that.
Yeah. So our audiences now appreciate the process.
Yeah.
You know? Which sounds strange, but they're comedy fans now. No matter who they're coming out for.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That really is.
Yeah, and it's all gonna make a little snowball, right? Because those people keep coming. They keep making the shows great. It's all
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
That's
thing.
awesome, man. Yeah.
So, couple things. One,
I'm the improv guy. He does the research.
Yeah.
This is where the glasses go down.
You didn't notice, but Santa put his glasses on.
Come on.
This is the part of the pod where you come sit on my lap.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, Ed cut.
Boner Town. Yeah.
So I don't think it's going anymore, but you had a podcast with your sister for a minute, right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is killer, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I know it's not going anymore, but go check it out if you're into the if you're into the Rudick siblings at all. It's really great.
Yeah.
The chemistry was awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Not surprisingly, being brother and sister, I guess,
Yeah.
but it's really funny. And I wanted to ask you who did the theme song, because being a musician, that theme song is killer.
Oh, okay. So the theme song is the musician who I referenced, friend of mine not the comic,
Oh,
the
okay.
other one I
Yeah,
referenced.
the other one.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is a comic from, or he's a musician from Chicago.
Okay.
He's in a band called Mr. Flies.
Mr. Flies.
Yeah, he opens for the Melvins.
Oh,
all
sure.
over. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's incredible.
Wow.
You should check him out, Mr. Flies.
I will.
The spelling is so fucking weird. I don't even know how to. It's like Mr. PHLYZZZ. It's so weird. I have trouble finding it sometimes. But if you search Melvins, it'll pop
I'll do
right
every
up.
permutation of Mr. Flies I can until I find him.
Yeah. He's great. He's done. Actually, he did comedy for a little while too, and was super funny, which is weird. But
There's a lot of crossover in the music comedy world.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Well, he did outstanding work on your podcast theme.
Thank
it's really
you.
Good.
He's done so many themes for me for different podcasts and stuff. He is such a good musician. It's crazy.
Well, you can tell it's a very short little thing, but it's high quality.
Yeah.
It really caught my musician ears.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to
And
text him.
the other thing I have
I was
to
gonna
bring
say,
up.
I knew you had to follow.
Yeah. And this is from listening to that podcast. Is fainting.
Yeah.
Do you know about this, Joel?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a fainter. I can't see blood or I
Oh.
can't see, or it's actually not even in person. It's when I see it in movies or like fucked up torture stuff.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm the same
faint.
way.
Leah does too. She has
okay. So I don't faint, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
don't-
have the standard.
brag much? I bet you also don't piss yourself when you faint too, like I do.
Dude, I was trying to be an empathizer, and I went same, and he looked at me like, "You faint? Yeah, we're about to spend the weekend together. We're off to a very bad start. By the way, thanks for doing the pod.
Yeah.
It's like trying to empathize about diabetes with a guy with missing half his leg. You know what I mean?
Wow. So you're watching it in your living room, and you'll faint.
Yeah. I hear something or it hasn't happened in a while, and I think it's my girlfriend was trying to explain it's like a
The reason why you
your
went
body-
gray.
Yeah.
Like this is
Your
all not
body
making
goes
more
into
sense.
Flight or flight. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she knows. She knows I'm gay, so she knows.
That's awesome.
Wait, fight or flight?
Yeah, I think I my I don't know how to process it, so my brain shuts down.
Yeah.
And then it's I lose all
Blood flow.
all blood flow. Yeah. go white, go down. But it hasn't happened in a little while. So
When
I'm
was the
hoping-
first? Like, was it when you were a kid?
Yeah, it's happened. It used to happen in school a bunch. It was very embarrassing.
Oh, that
when
had
it
to
happened.
suck,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, it was horrible. It happened in it happened in a couple history classes actually. It happened in 7th and 10th grade history classes.
Was it because they were talking about like war
They were
atrocities or
talking
something?
about the Holocaust, and I'm half Jewish too, and I think that there was something there. I don't-
Ashkenazi, if I did my research correct.
Yes. Did you see my 23andMe? How the fuck do you know? How do you know that?
Keep your friends close, your enemies closer.
Yeah, I know. That's terrifying. I've been watching The Sopranos too. That's terrifying.
Yeah, that's why he lives an hour away.
Yes.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
That was news to me, by the way.
No, I'm 49.7% Ashkenazi. It's weird. 23andMe breaks it. It was like
Yeah,
all
it
these
could- yeah.
areas of Ireland specifically, and then it was just Ashkenazi Jew in all of Europe.
Just a big old like
no idea
swath.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found out I'm 17% Sicilian through that, which made me feel so much
Really?
cooler. Because I always thought I was
Italy's
just
so
German and English.
Italian school. That's
Yeah. I didn't know that. Sicilian?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
You're Italian.
Yeah. My mom's 100%. So,
Yeah.
yeah, Rome and, like, right outside Rome. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Hell
But,
yeah.
dude, that's crazy. I was going to say when I was like, dude, not the same.
Mm-hmm.
But I refused to go to the bathroom when I was in recess and then just used to poop my pants.
Which is that a stubbornness? Is that, it's like,
I was like, I can make it, and I was not make it.
Oh,
And,
that's
like, this was up until like 3rd grade, and
we got Chris finally.
yeah, I've never even said this out loud. I,
I
can't
love
believe I
it.
just shared this on a pod.
Yeah,
But
I
like,
love
I
it.
used to have a spare pair of underpants at the nurse's
pair?
office, and I just go in. And
Because,
she goes,
it was enough of a thing that you had a spare pair of underpants.
yeah,
Nice.
like, right
That's
on
awesome.
right on Fruit of the Loom, Joel.
Diarrhea pants.
Joel R. Yeah,
Diarrhea pants.
diarrhea pants. Yeah, and then I'd be like, Nurse Gaunt. She goes, "Hello, Joel," and then she would just hand me my bag, and we knew the procedure.
That's awesome.
That's so great.
Yeah, so
that's
not the
awesome.
same, but I get it. Like,
yeah. Man, that rules.
Yeah.
Yeah,
priceless.
it sucks. It's
School
I only
hard
pissed
knocks growing
myself
up.
twice.
Oh,
I've only pissed myself twice, but
road
unfortunately,
road trip or
well, passed out while I passed out as a
okay.
result.
That's
of
part of the
passing out.
fainting, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, both times happened in my adult life while I was with a girl.
Oh, no.
Mine. Yes.
yeah.
One time watching The Walking Dead with a brand new girlfriend.
Oh,
so,
no.
Humiliating.
because that was my follow-up question. Did they know about the fainting?
Well, no. Okay, so this is. I don't know how. Okay, so this is. I was.
Oh,
I
no.
was staying with my parents.
Oh no.
And at the time, I also am staying with them now.
Yeah.
But there was a gap.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I don't know why people don't need any of this detail.
Yeah.
So I'm
For the
just
story.
embarrassed. Yeah. I'm just embarrassed over explaining. So we
There's a
just started
flooding in the
dating.
basement.
Yeah.
It was a particularly cold winter.
Right. So she loves The Walking Dead. Now I know this about me. I know I'm not gonna like The Walking
for
Dead. I've
sure.
never seen it, but I don't think it's gonna make me faint.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever. And by the way, I'd only pissed myself once in that 20 fainting I've had in my life.
No kidding.
Okay.
So it
and-
wasn't something that was heavy on your mind.
No. So
So was it even like once a year? Like it was like.
yeah, it was like once a year for a while,
Okay,
and
okay,
then
okay.
and then I got
The
a little
fainting,
less
but not the
frequent.
peeing.
Yeah, the peeing only happened twice.
Right.
And so this was the second time. So she wanted to watch The Walking Dead. So we went to my parents' house because they had HBO or whatever
Yep.
it was on.
Log in.
And so it's not even anything gross. They're just talking about cannibalism. The guy's talking about it to the other guy, how he's going to eat him. And I can't, my brain just starts going down a wormhole.
Oh, man.
And I sense it coming on that I'm going to faint.
Oh, boy.
Right? So my parents had a finished basement. And there's a bathroom down there. So I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I just run, I don't explain anything, and I just run to the bathroom. The next thing I know, I wake up on the bathroom floor
Oh, no.
in a puddle of my own piss.
Oh, no, man. Oh,
and
brutal.
it takes you a while to I'm like, what the fuck is going? Where am I? Like, what is going on? And then I realize I'm like, oh shit.
Oh.
So my girlfriend at the time's here. Bathroom's over here, and the stairs up are right outside the bathroom. She's over here, watching TV, still watching. And I wake up, and I run out, and the lights are off, and I run out, and I'm like, I gotta go upstairs. I'll be right back. And I run upstairs, go take a shower, change, come back downstairs, and she's like, "Did you just?" Because I changed. She's like, "You just showered and changed," and I was like, so I knew I had to explain that so I told her I fainted, but I didn't tell her I pissed myself.
Okay.
Right? So I just told her I fainted, and I explained like that it happened. Sometimes it was embarrassing, but whatever. And then I did a bit about it. I started to write a bit about it, and I was embarrassed because I wanted to talk about how I pissed myself in the bit, but she was coming to the shows.
Oh boy.
And so I told the joke the way it actually happened.
So she found out on stage.
Well,
what really happened?
So I tell the story as it really happened on stage.
Yeah.
And we're driving, leave, and I'm like, so what do you think about, like, I was like, I changed the ending and said I pissed myself. And I was like, what do you think about that and the joke? And she's like, no, you got to cut it out because that isn't what really happened. And I was like, well, what if I tell you it was? And then I told her I came clean that I pissed myself.
Was she
But-
pissed at
How
you
did-
for being
how
a
did-
liar?
No, she thought it was hilarious.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Nice.
she thought it was very
Nice.
funny.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Whew. I was really tense until that you said that.
No,
Okay,
she
good.
thought it was
I'm
very
happy for
funny.
you.
Yeah.
But how long were you out? Like, how long do you faint for?
Just very briefly.
Oh, okay,
Very
okay, okay,
briefly.
okay.
It happened with my current girlfriend. It was the last time it happened, like a year and a half ago, I want to say, and we were watching Gone Girl. Have you guys ever seen Gone Girl?
Gone Girl, I
Ben
know that.
Affleck?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there were some very violent, horrifying scenes,
Yeah.
especially in the end. And and she just puts it on and doesn't ask me. And she's like, we're watching. And at first I'm like, I don't really want to watch. I don't really like,
But did she
whatever.
know anything at this point?
I don't know if she knew about the fainting or not, but it certainly was not. She was not thinking about it because she felt fucking horrible.
Right
after
on,
this
right on,
happened,
right on.
You know,
Because, well, first of all, with the title of the movie doesn't sound like it's going to be what it is. Right?
yes.
Right,
Oh,
right.
oh, yeah. That was
For
the
sure.
other thing. That
For
was the
sure.
other thing. Is
Because
yeah.
I think it sounds like you're about to watch.
It's not like she queued up Machete.
Totally,
Right.
totally.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't really like, I don't really like thrillers or like horror movies at all. But like
a rom-com.
But like a psychological thriller, I 100% can watch and
Right.
enjoy. It's when it gets like, I think it's when like torture gets involved or
Oh.
something happens where like I start to like
That's
I
the
don't
trigger.
put myself into this position or something. Yeah, something like that. I
No
don't
Eli Roth movies for you then.
Yeah.
Never watch Eli Roth.
Okay, good to know. I mean, I stay away from all like the genre, even touch.
Eli Roth
right?
works torture in everything he ever does, so
Yeah.
never watch anything he
Yeah.
ever does.
Good to know. But she just puts it on, and I don't think she knew the extent of it. And I think I kind of hid it from her because it's embarrassing.
Sure,
You
of
don't wanna
course, of
tell,
course. Like we all have our
right.
things.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, as I'm telling the podcast.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care anymore. I have no shame.
It's never going to happen again after you air this.
Right. Exactly,
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So we're watching Gone Girl and Gone Boy because I go out, right. That's so stupid.
I was like, oh,
I can't believe 5 minutes later I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming at all.
Yeah. Right. Neither did I. I was out. And then no, but I didn't. And we're watching it, and she's sitting on the couch, and I'm like, I'm laying. I have my legs on her. I'm laying on the couch, like my legs on you, right? I won't do it.
No, it's fine.
And so
I get it.
So yeah, I don't know. I need to act it out. So I'm like, I'm just gonna hide it. Like normally, nobody's ever really seen. Because I always, when it happens, I always go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Or try to if I can make it.
You try and get to a safe
try to
space
get to
or
a
something.
place where like, because it happened to me at school a bunch in front of like my class and like, so I know like the symptoms when it's oncoming and it's like, so I feel it coming on and I'm like, you know what, like I don't think I can make it to the bathroom, but I'm like laying, so I'm like it'll be fine. She won't even notice what's happening.
Yeah.
And keep in mind that nobody's ever seen this happen to me. So I don't know what it looks like from an outsider's perspective.
Right on,
I
okay.
only know that I have this horrible feeling, I feel nauseous in my tunnel vision, and then I'm out, and then I wake up in a pool of sweat. I'm pale. You know what I mean? And it's a horrible feeling.
It's got to be, yeah. Terrifying.
Yeah. But it's not like it happens, then it's over, and I feel fine. Like, I'm just, whatever, drained. But I come to, and she is freaking the fuck out. And like screaming and like, are you like, wake up? Are you okay? Are you okay? Because I guess you can have seizure-like symptoms.
Oh no.
That are mimicked in what it is. It's called like vasovagular, something like that. It's the fancy word for fainting. I've talked to my sister-in-law as a nurse practitioner, and she's been, because Leah has the same thing. But I guess oftentimes you can seize. So I am seizing on her. She has
Oh,
no
she's-
idea.
She's freaking out.
I think she might have known that I had experienced like fainting in the past. I might have told her, but she has no idea like
If that
this-
was
To
part
what
of it.
extent?
to what
Yeah.
extent,
Yeah.
and nor did I either,
Right.
because like I'm like whatever, and she was horrified by it. And then I tried to make a joke about it, and she got real mad.
She
and
wasn't
was,
ready.
"This is not fucking funny right
Too
now."
soon.
Because I remember. You know what I said?
Literally.
You know what I said? I remember now. I said. I kept joking. Well, at least I didn't piss myself. And she's like, "This isn't the time for you to be talking about those other whores." No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's not why.
Yeah. You're like one out of 10 of these used to be pissing myself.
Yeah.
And at least it wasn't
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing,
No,
man.
but she's
wow.
wonderful, and she made me realize that okay, this is maybe a little more serious than
Yeah.
But
But you guys are still together.
we're still together. She's
Okay.
wonderful. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Does she
That's
come on the
beautiful.
road with you at all, or
No, she's super busy. She has a high level like corporate job, and
Okay.
she's a mom as well. She has a daughter.
Okay, okay.
so
But she's
got a young
supportive of
daughter.
what you're
yeah.
doing.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's the best.
Okay.
We have a we have a non-traditional relationship. We don't see each other very often. It's kind of like it almost feels like a long distance. Even
But
though
you
we
live
live
Sounds
in the same city.
perfect.
But yeah, it's great. I mean, it really is. It truly is. It's perfect. I mean, it's
That would fit me very well.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's she. And what's weird is it's always been a problem for me, in the sense that like the person I'm with has always been like needing more time, and now it's the opposite. Like it's like it's like it's me who. And I'm on the road all
Isn't
the time.
that-
so
yeah,
she's
that's
so
interesting to be on
busy
that side of it,
yeah,
huh?
But we're it's balanced.
That's
enough
really
that
cool.
It works. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can understand that for sure.
Yeah.
That limited time thing would work very well for me, actually.
Yeah. I mean, there are tons of people out there that are, have that non-traditional, I feel like people think that like, because their lives are a certain way that there's nobody.
It's just
that,
not
like,
gonna. It's not gonna
Yeah,
work.
because it's not.
fallen
a
into that for
traditional-
sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
dude,
I, mean,
I
felt like that
fell
in
into that for
comedy.
years.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, this is my baby. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm here working all the time. You just have to find someone.
Yeah, you have
That
to
I
find
dated
somebody
one
who-
girl
yeah.
when I was young that got pissed off every time I picked up my guitar, and then I put that on every woman that never even said it for
Yeah.
years. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
kind of thing. you
Yeah.
know?
Then she comes over your house. Like, what is the guitar? You're like, she's out.
Get right
Yeah.
later.
Yeah. Who are you, fucking Laura?
Shut up, Laura.
Well, give all your social media and your website so how
Yeah.
people can get a
Anything
hold
you
of
want to promote, man?
Yeah, so it's my website's my name, Andrew Rudick. Are you Dick? Andrew
that.
Rudick. It's an easy way to remember it. My social medias are all the same. It's just my name, except for my Instagram is Andrew J Rudick. 'Cause some other fucker got it.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Actually, the guy who got it, I really like him. I don't know him. I only know him because I've added him on like social media. He's an actor in LA, and he
Okay.
is currently working to get Trump's star removed from the
Oh,
Walk
he's
of
part of
Fame.
that campaign?
He's like spearheading it.
No way.
And so I have been getting so much hate mail from Trumpers, and I have been responding happily. Because I'm like, hey, guess what, fucking idiot? From the do your own research people, you certainly cannot do your own research. Like, it's always
Dude,
it's all
that's
the same
hilarious.
message. They're all like, you're a failed comic, and I'm like, you got the wrong person, you fucking dum-dum.
Yeah.
But I agree with him. I agree
failed
with
in,
that guy.
And you failed in your research,
Yeah.
asshole.
Oh, that's
Dude,
so
you have a great clip
funny.
up of with a MAGA heckler.
yeah.
I'm not going to do a good
Yeah.
job of representing it right now, but I watched it last
Yeah.
night,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was hilarious.
Oh, thanks. I
Yeah.
actually hate that clip. It
Really?
It did well. I hate it because of how I handled myself.
Oh,
I
interesting.
feel like I looked, because I was afraid, but I
Mhm.
looked way too afraid because I thought he was going to shoot me because...
Oh.
You didn't come off like that at all, man.
Okay, good. I was putting on a lot of bravado that was not there. That was,
Yeah. No, yeah, no, you
Where-
didn't.
where
You
was
didn't come
the
off
show-
that way at
It
all.
was in Dayton.
Dayton. Okay.
Yeah, this guy was like, I was doing a joke about Biden, and you know how these snowflakes get triggered, and he started like screaming, and he's like, fuck you, like Trump, Trump 2020, whatever, and then he's like, that's all right, I'll see you outside, motherfucker, I'll see you outside, and like it took way too long for the security to kick him out.
Yeah, there was a lot of
It was like
back,
2
there was a
minutes. I mean,
lot
it was like a 2-minute
back and
clip.
forth. It was
Like,
crazy.
yeah.
Like I couldn't believe, and it's funny hearing you say this because
Yeah.
my thought watching it was, I can't believe how composed you are.
Oh, thank you. I was, man, in my head, That's funny because somebody else watched it the other day. A friend of mine, he's like, you can see that you're shaking.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe because he knows you better.
Yeah,
you know what I
maybe,
mean?
maybe,
just
yeah.
watching you as an impartial observer, I was like,
Yeah.
damn, he's staying pretty damn calm.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
Cucumber in the pocket.
Thank
At
you.
one point, you're even like, wait, you're not going to do anything.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
I
And
was
in my
like,
head, well, and what was also tough was that I said in that clip, I say, one of the important things is having the crowd on your side.
Mhm.
But they weren't on my side. They weren't. I was not having a good set.
I did kind of
Yeah.
feel that.
Yeah, yeah. I was having a bad set, and they obviously skewed very like Trumpy.
Yeah.
So like they didn't. But I think it was also like, I think even the ones who were support, they're like, what the fuck is this idiot doing? I don't
Right,
think
right,
they don't
right,
want
right,
like they,
right.
I feel like most people, the majority of people are just like normal people, and they're like,
You're just
they-
making a joke.
You're just making
Whether
a
you're
joke.
making
and
fun of the
everybody
left,
else
making fun
gets
of the right,
it. Yeah.
it's just the joke.
Yeah, and they get it. Like, and I think it's embarrassing for other Trump supporters that like these idiots are like
Yeah.
making me look fucking bad.
Totally, man.
It's
Yeah,
like-
yeah, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's
So-
why I stay away from politics, man. It's
Yeah,
like,
right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I know,
Smart.
man.
It's
Smart.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a crazy world. So
Yeah.
I had to stop doing. I don't even do political jokes anymore. Actually,
Right.
Don't blame you.
you know what's funny is I didn't even realize it until just now, but it's since that incident I've stopped
No
because I
kidding.
think that, and I don't. It wasn't even like a conscious thing, but I
Yeah.
think that rattled me so much because I was like, this is exactly the type of person that's gonna go into his truck,
Yeah.
get a gun, and come back in and shoot me. You
Right.
know, so like.
No
I-
questions asked.
No questions asked. Yeah, and yeah,
I can find funny somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Let's look at
jeez.
other subjects
Yeah.
that don't piss off weirdos.
yeah,
That's so crazy, man.
Yeah.
That sucks. You even have to think about that.
yeah. But also, I don't really want to. I also don't I don't want to divide people anymore. I've for a while, I'm like, I see the merits in doing those jokes, but also like, man, everything's so fucked up that like, I came to a point where I'm like, what is comedy really supposed to be? It's supposed to be,
Right.
it's supposed to unite, and to me, it's supposed to be an escape from everything, just like all art.
Yes,
Like
I'm so
it's
with
supposed to
you.
make you feel good,
I'm
and like,
so with you, Andrew.
if it's not making the majority of people feel good, and if it's just like making that tension even worse,
Yeah.
and, like that's not what it's for. It's to get away from that for
Right.
momentarily, and I didn't realize that for a long time. Like I was
a
like,
lot of people didn't between 2016 and 2020.
yeah,
It became just, half the room's going to be pissed.
yeah. I mean, in quarantine, I was putting out videos that were just me like railing against Trump, and I was making like them funny, but like, and I was getting huge millions of views on them
Yeah.
because people were arguing, and I was like, I don't want to be fucking Tucker Carlson. I don't want to be a fucking like getting followers because I'm making people fight. Like that's horrible.
Right.
And I didn't like how it made me feel, and I stopped making video. I was still doing jokes, but I
Mhm.
stopped making like videos specifically about it.
Yeah, I respect that a lot, man. That's
Yeah,
got
I
to be.
think
It was such a weird time, and everybody had to
Yeah.
learn because it's all new. This whole internet meeting
Yeah.
politics thing is still so new.
Yeah.
Family members being driven apart because of politics. All this weird stuff that I've never seen in a lifetime
Yeah.
pre-internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's the evolution thing that your
Yeah.
girlfriend was. I think it was your
Yeah,
girlfriend,
yeah,
right?
yep.
That brought that up. This is a big part of it right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was tearing people apart.
Yeah.
That 4 years was one of the worst 4 years I've ever seen, just as a neutral observer to anything in this country.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. Never fought with my family like that. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
people that still don't talk to their family after
Yeah.
after those 4 years.
Yeah. Man, I'm glad that I got to a place that I could not sever relationships with.
You can have
Yeah.
your thoughts and opinions and still get along with Aunt
really-
Sally
yeah.
at the reunion every
Yeah,
year.
you just have to stop. Yeah, it's also like you don't need to talk about it. You really don't need to fucking talk about it. Like
Yeah.
with those people that like, unless you are going into the conversation with the intention to learn and truly
100%.
Otherwise, you are talking to a fucking wall.
That's
There's
exactly
no
right.
point. There's
Right.
no point.
You're not going to change anybody.
regurgitating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people have their opinions and they are what they
Yeah.
are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, if you have I have a few friends who have different viewpoints, and it's not as charged as like people who are close to me, and
Yeah.
I can have conversations with.
It's
because I'm not
it's
trying
neat
to argue.
finding that.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually need more. I need to find more people like that I can
Well,
challenge
hang out with
people.
me a little bit, buddy.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
talk about it without getting pissed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Love it.
I'll just make fun of it all.
Yeah.
We appreciate you having it on, man.
Oh, thanks.
This is
was
fun.
Real
great.
pleasure, man.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was so fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, another episode of Bring 'Em Out.